Hey everybody, and welcome to the first cyclocross race of the season from Antwerp. And we have the women's elite race going on right now. And anyone is here. We have in the women's elite, which is just started a few minutes ago, 12 nations and 58 riders. And if we go down and look at the list, we have Fem Van Empel, Lucinda Brandt, Celine Alvarado. Who else do we got? Anna Marie Worst. Um, what are the big stars? Sana Kant. Uh, who else? Trying to see some of the top names here. We've got Blanca Voss. And so many of these women have been crossing over from cyclocross, mountain biking to road cycling and back, staying in it all season. So great to see the season underway right now. We are just about through the first lap. We're about 8 minutes into the race. Having a little bit of trouble with the stream right now. Tricky course today. Several sections of deep sand and mud um, where the cyclists are carrying their bikes for a significant period. We've got Fem Van Empel and Schreiber up ahead, leading already by probably close to 15 seconds. Yeah, there we go, 13 seconds. Anna-Marie Worst in third. Let's try to get this screen up again. There we go. You can see people just coming through, finishing off that first lap. I believe there are 6 laps today. We're on lap 2, 9 minutes and 15 seconds in. Let's try to isolate that. There we go. So again, 2 riders off the front, already quite a gap, good 15 seconds. Races in Antwerp, in northern Belgium. Great little city to visit. Probably some of the best steaks and frites you'll get anywhere in the world. World-class cathedral, beautiful train station, definitely a city worth visiting. And of course, we know that the Dutch and the Belgians, Antwerp being in Belgium, are absolute fanatics when it comes to cyclocross. And this is their season. Plans for the year for me, I'm going to be in the Valencia, Alicante area in January. I think the third cyclocross race of the year will be there in January, and I will be covering that live from, um, I guess it's Benidorm. From the schedule, looks like Benidorm is the third race. I think the second race is in Sardinia. Um, and I was at that venue back in September. It's near the beach on the west coast of Sardinia. So a great place to have these races during this time of the year. Classic is of course that we um, better weather there. Cyclocross tends to be the cool weather event, um, but the weather looks great today there. I'm not exactly sure what it is. Riders are all probably thrilled that they get to not ride in the rain and mud on this first race of the year. So let's just check and see what we've got in Antwerp for weather today. Wow, 16 degrees C, 61 Fahrenheit. So this is balmy. You can see the deep sandy section again, and the riders are not able to ride through there. We have a pretty big group, second, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh, eighth, ninth, second through 10th, it looks like, with Alvarado there in that group, the following group behind these two. Fem Van Empel, looks like with her World Championship jersey on. And what was Schreiber's first name again? I'm trying to figure out this Swiss rider. Just as the sun is going down, they cut this a little bit close with the time of day and with it getting dark, but the good weather certainly is helping. Sunset 4:43. Yeah, so they'll be fine. They'll be fine in getting everything done. The men usually are about an hour and 10 minutes. The women just under an hour. And yeah, it'd be good to see coming up here to the end of lap 2. Who's making a bit of a break to get up to these leading two people and what the gap is. Fem Van Empel pulling out a little bit of a gap now, about 3 seconds over Marie Schreiber. Again, 58 women at the start, watching the scroll at the bottom here and seeing who's still in, who's not. I'm going to assume that unless somebody had a technical, that most people are still in. The weather's just too good. A really nice little stair section here. A couple of different techniques you see people using for carrying their bikes up and over. Pretty good slide there. Boy, this sand is like almost looks like it's almost a foot deep. Crazy stuff. So looking at the bottom here, we've got who do we got? We got Barthels in 53rd, Day in 54th. They're about 2.5 minutes back. Fischer from Austria there in 56, 57, 58. So all 58 starters still in. Stefan Hagen from Germany, 3 minutes and 22 back, is the tail of the race. So Schreiber's made her little kick again, got back up to the lead with Fem Van Empel. We're coming really close now to the end of the second lap. Should be around 16 and a half minutes. Another sandy section here. Yeah, that one wasn't too deep. I remember riding on some of this stuff when I was in Indonesia back in September on the island of Gili Air, and I'm telling you, no fun sliding around, especially on a bike that's not made for it. At least these ladies have great cyclocross. For last season, Fem Van Empel won 2, 3, 4, 5 races last year. Alvarado 3, Brand 2, and Puck Peterson 3, with Manon Bakker winning the one other. So all multiple winners except for Manon Bakker. Looks like every single race last year was won by a Dutch rider. So the points, Alvarado was the most consistent, ended up in first with 348 points. Puck Peterson was second last year with 308 points. Lucinda Brand in third. Fem Van Empel in fourth. Yeah, so quite a big distance then down to the next places. But yeah, Alvarado, Peterson, Brand were the top three. Last year, Fem Van Empel missed 6 races in the middle of the year from the 3rd race to the 8th race. I think there was an injury, but of the 7 races that she competed in, she won 5. So safe to say that whatever that was, injury, probably is the only reason she didn't end up winning the World Cup, because she was only 96 points behind despite missing 6 races. So I have a good there across the, I think it's the Rhine coming through there. You can see the downtown area, the old city. Right now, probably Christmas markets all open. That's the Scheldt River, the Scheldt River, as the Dutch or Flemish word probably is. So definitely a bit more of a break. It looks like Fem Van Empel has pulled away significantly now. Lucilla Brand still not quite able to catch up to Marie Shriver. But yeah, Brandt going by the pit zone there. On really bad races, you'll see them switch bikes sometimes every other lap. I think once I've even seen it every lap they were changing just because there was too much mud caught up. But yeah, Lucinda Brand definitely making her move here to try to catch up to Marie Shriver. It looks like there's only about 7 or 8 seconds there back to Brandt. Only 14 people left in the first minute. So still not too big a gap back. People still have a chance at top spots. What a great day for a race. I mean, unusual to be that warm in Antwerp at this time of the year. I'm sitting here in Vienna. It's 2 or 3 degrees out today. The sun did come out, but cold, windy, typical Vienna, late fall. But there in Antwerp, it looks just absolutely fantastic. 16 degrees again, like I said, Celsius, 61 Fahrenheit. Looks like there's very little wind. This is in the fields across the river from the downtown area. Let's count it off here. How close is Lucinda Brand getting? I think it's about 4 to 5 seconds only now, separating her from second place. See if she can get up there and draft a little bit. Here we got some more little wall to jump over. I've seen some of the women actually bunny hop over nicely. Yeah, one of the great moves of the year was a bunny hop this year in cycling. Alex Zingle, French rider, jumping over Mads Pedersen at 65 kilometers an hour. I think it was stage 5 of the Tour de France. It was the stage where Mark Cavendish tied or set the record for most career Tour de France stage wins. And as he was sprinting to victory, basically unchallenged, he made a great break in the background, and we have video on this back from that event. One of my videos covered that event of Cavendish winning that stage, but you can see the move where Zingle is coming up behind Pedersen. Pedersen gets pushed into the wall, into the barriers on the side, and goes down pretty violently in a heap and was prone luckily prone, not sitting up after falling, but actually flat on his back. And in that moment, Zingler just came up behind him and was able to do a bunny hop right over him. It was one of those great moments where he just looks at his teammate who was actually come up behind him and like, did you see that? And just fascinating. The bike control at that speed saved himself and saved Pedersen. So here we have a move. Lucinda Brandt making a hard pass on Marie Schreiber into second, and she's definitely upped her wattage as we come up that final sand hill. I wonder if these are natural dunes that are part of the landscape there, or they brought some of this stuff in. But yeah, we're getting really close to the end of the third lap. There we go. Fem van Empel is through in 25:20. Average speed of 22.9 kilometers per hour. So they are really moving, for cyclocross. And now Lucinda Brandt pulling away quickly from Marie Schreiber and solidifying her position in second. So 28 seconds from Van Empel back to Lucinda Brandt, and then another 5 back to Schreiber. Fourth and fifth and sixth here. Let's see who we got. I can see Alvarado in sixth, but not sure yet who this is in fourth. And there we go. We got Buxted in fourth, Alvarado in fifth, and Annemarie Worst in sixth. So these 6 only left within a minute. Blanca Vas from, I think, start number 60. She's got the highest start number, made it all the way up to 7th already. So a great race for her. Come from the back row there and make her way in. So she's a minute 1 down. Podium is probably not going to be in it for any of these people unless Schreiber really has a breakdown, because Van Empel is just riding much too well today, and Lucinda Brandt looks like she may actually have found another gear, and she's going to try to get up there and compete for the win. But I think at 28 seconds, I think just a bit much. So we will see if she's able to do that. She's definitely got the cadence going higher and higher. You can see the gap that she's already pulled out over Schreiber. I think it's no longer 5 seconds. I think it's closer to 8 or 9 already, as they are on lap 4 out of 6. So past the halfway, I think it was in 27, no, 25, was it 25:20? So we can definitely be looking at, like we said, about a 51 to 52 race here altogether. Just give me a second here. And we're back. All right. So where are we? We're now half an hour into the race, about 22 minutes to go. We're seeing Lucinda Brand in second, Marie Shriver behind. Um, it says the gap is 4, but I'm counting about 7 right now. Fem Van Empel riding a lonely race from the front, definitely in great form to start the season. And I don't really see anything stopping her from taking victory today. She just looks really relaxed and in control. Good technique, hills and turns. The course, other than being a bit sandy in places, doesn't look very difficult. Um, the hills are quite small. The sand is deep, but they're able to run minimal mud or anything today just because the weather is so good and dry. You can tell from the trees in the background that um, it really hasn't rained much here in Antwerp lately. So she's getting pretty close to the end of her fourth lap. She's got one more uphill over the dune before coming around the bend to that long start finish straightaway. I think the pit area is right before the end of the laps, so should see her going by the pit here. We got the stairway again. Good 15 stairs, taking them 2 at a time, like a boss. Yeah, just gotta love the strength that she's shown. Lucinda Brandt in second now, and I don't see Marie Shriver behind anymore. So Brandt again, the cadence is there. Yeah, look at Fem Van Empel just running over those boards. Unbelievable. Yeah, Brandt is definitely working. See some people behind, but not yet. Close enough to tell who they are if Shriver's been caught yet. Number 57 there. That's Shriver again. That's Marie Shriver again. Um, from Luxembourg. Your birth 2003. The start list provided at the UCI World Cup gives their name, team, nationality, and year of birth. A lot of these women elite are born in the early 2000s, a couple of them in the late 90s. So we kind of got about a average age around 25. Empel, 2002, she's only 22. Um, Lucinda Brand, a little bit older. So 98, so she's 26. And Alvarado, also born in 1998. So are we catching? Looks like somebody's being caught here by Fem Van Empel. I think there's a rule that if you get caught, if you get passed, you're out. So we'll see. We'll see how that goes. Pretty tough. It's about 2 minutes a lap. I mean, we know nobody was down that far after the first lap, but sometimes a mechanical or something can cause that. So here we go. End of lap 4, 33:45. Um, and I think the speed is probably still in the upper 22s. She's been pretty consistent, so 33:44 is 8:26 per lap. And she's got her lead built out. There was Alvarado again. Here comes Lucinda Brandt now. To cross in second, it's going to be close to 30 seconds, if not a little bit over. 29. But I don't see Shriver at all anymore. She seems to have fallen quite far behind. Yep, 12 seconds. So Shriver down to 41 seconds off the pace, 12 behind Lucinda Brandt. Fem Van Empel just methodically distancing everybody, putting in little sprints like this again. 30 seconds up. Okay, Alvarado looks to have gotten to fourth. Yep, there we go, minute 6. So now we have 3 in the first minute. And who's right behind her? Casasola from Italy in fourth at a minute 12. And then, mechanical there in the back. See Buckstedt, Blankevas in seventh still, right behind Buckstedt. So look for Blankevas to just ride that out and maybe try to pass her at the end on the 6th lap. Van der Heijden is in 8th. Still trying to figure out who this is with the mechanical. Can't get her chain back on. She's just before the start-finish line. It's Annemarie Worst. Oh, she had been doing so well. And I think she was in 4th or 5th. She was with Alvarado for most of the time. She's going to have to do some work here to try to get back up. I think she's all the way down to 10th now. Watch the scroll at the bottom. There's Alvarado in 4th, Casasola in 5th, Buckstedt 6th, Blankevas 7th, Van der Heijden in 8th. Now look at that view with the river water behind. There is some wind, actually. You didn't see it on the course, but when you look out at the river, it's definitely pretty windy. Bakker is 10th, and Annemarie Worst has lost a lot of time, probably a whole minute lost with that mechanical there with the chain. Here's Lucinda Brandt fighting her way on that dune, trying to stay the high line to avoid the slope. But then there's that really tight turn down there before going back up the second part of the slope. Kind of fun to watch here as we get to know the course better and better with each lap. Like I said, going to be at the race to cover it live in January in Benidorm. Be really cool if I could walk the whole course before. Usually these are about 3 to 3.5, maybe even 4 kilometer loops. So it won't take much to walk the course and see. Trying to get press credentials for that one of time. 54th day from the UK, 7 minutes back. Fischer from Austria, 7 minutes back. So there's a group there, and then Steppenhagen has been lapped. So again, does that mean she's out? I'm not sure. If they go out and signal her that she's been lapped and she has to get out of the race. And something I'm going to look into later and see if that's actually the case. Here we have Van Empel again, just looks pretty effortless, especially like going through the sand pit there. Marie Schreiber here in 3rd, trying to keep that position wrapped up as she starts the season here with everybody else. But Lucinda Brand, way too strong for her to keep up with, and I think 2nd is pretty solid too. It's just that at this point the gaps are significant enough. This is the only real battle of significance now. Alvarado and Casasola for 4th and 5th. Alvarado doing all the work, and with the wind that we've seen now, that may be significant as we get down to lap 6. 6th place is that Blankevas. I think Blankevas is in 7th at this point. We'll have to see if that's her in 6th. Don't see the numbers well. Blankevas, I'm not sure what start number she is wearing. Number 60. Blankevas is wearing number 60. So we'll have to see as we go if she was able to pull away now and get that 6th place. Yep, almost 41 minutes now, so not much left in lap 5, and then it's just one more lap for Fem van Empel here. Just absolutely dominating, going by the pit here. Alvarado still doing all the work there. Right for 4th place. They're a minute and 20 back, so they've lost a little bit more, but it's really about 4th and 5th. There's significant points to be had for that one extra spot. So um, I'm expecting a big sprint at the end here. Casasola just hanging on the wheel, letting Alvarado do all the work. Up the stairs we go. All of them two at a time. Oh, Casasola a little better up the stairs, but oh, we see somebody else getting lapped here. You know, at 7.5 minutes or 8 minutes a lap. I think a couple more people might get lapped here on the end of lap 5. There's one being lapped. Fisher, Bartels is probably one of them, as we're seeing here, or Woodvine, 8:20. Yeah, that was Woodvine of the UK being lapped in 57th. So I don't know if she just gets to complete the lap. Here we have Brand again, still about 30 seconds back. I just don't see any way for her to catch up at this point. Here we go. End of lap 5, 42 minutes. That's 8:20, 8:22. So this was actually a bit of a faster lap. There's 16K in now. The last lap was actually, I think, maybe the quickest lap. We'll have to look at the end and see what the individual lap times were. Here comes Brand. Yeah, she's making a bit of a push. I think she might hold that 29 or even reduce the 29 seconds just a little bit. Yeah, look at that. She just picked up another 4 or 5 seconds. But 24 seconds in 8.5 minutes is unlikely. All right, Schreiber doing her best, but she's outside 40 seconds now, closer to 46, 47 seconds, back off the pace. And then we'll have to see if Alvarado and Casasola are going to get any closer to her and still challenge. I don't think so. I think they're still a good 30 seconds behind Schreiber. So the top three don't seem in any way. Oh, Alvarado has made a push now. She's gotten a little bit of a gap back to Casasola. But we'll see here on the start finish if Casasola can just get herself back in. Yeah, sure enough, just drafting in. And she's taking 4th now. So now I have to see Alvarado head down. That didn't look good. Casasola just took off going across on the last lap. So she clearly had been drafting long enough, saving energy, and she's now taken 4th and looks like she's going to try to pull away from Alvarado. Blanca Voss is up to 6th. There we go. Boxstedt in 7th. And Van der Heijden in 8th. So 8 people only within 2 minutes now. And here, this is the battle for 4th. And Alvarado, again, working on that uphill, trying to get back on the wheel of Casasola. We got 9th place now. That is Verdenschot. Looks to be a Belgian rider. Yeah, 204. So only the top 8 are in within 2 minutes. And here we have our leader again, looking at that view over the river, where we had seen so much wind just a couple of minutes ago. Lucinda Brandt doing her best, but 23 seconds, it's just not enough. We've only got 7 minutes left, a little less than 7, maybe only 6.5 minutes left before we finish off this first cyclocross UCI race of the year. Again, let's just double check on calendar. Today is the 24th. We have the UCI World Cup in Antwerp. On the 1st of December, we'll be back. So next week, next Sunday again, with the UCI World Cup in Dublin. Then on the 8th, the following Sunday, the World Cup moves to Cabras. That's Sardinia, the one I was telling you about. West coast of Sardinia. Some beautiful beaches out there. Maybe not this time of year. I mean, to walk, yeah, but to swim, not so much. And then 15th of December in Namur. in Hulst on the 21st, in Zonhoven on the 22nd, so a lot behind. But yeah, uh, once more through the dunes for Van Empel. Fastest laps there we saw. Lap one was her fastest at 8:21, but she's been averaging 8:22 to 8:24, something like that. So unbelievable consistency. Oh yeah, there's one more person that she just might catch, coming right up on about 50 minutes now. So she's probably got a little less than 2 minutes to go. Final time over the dune. She's just riding those so well. Oh, and no sooner do I say that than she nearly falls off, but up the last bit of an uphill there. She's got one lady here to lap. That's number 50. She's pretty comfortable now. It doesn't look like she's trying all that hard anymore. I think she's quite comfortable with the work that she's done. Yep, got the smile on. Great place to visit. Been there several times. Love it. Definitely worth going. So hope you enjoyed this, and we'll catch you a little bit later with the summary of the men's race, which is starting in about half an hour. Just double check. Yep, the men will start in 35 minutes. So let's see how that goes. The start list for that, we've got 52 men from 10 countries. Let's see, who do we got? Big names, big names. I'm looking for some of the really big names that I'm not seeing, like Van Aert or Van der Poel or yeah, not seeing those names. But when the race gets going later, we'll be back, or we'll have the summary for you by probably around 6 o'clock tonight. Anyway, thanks for watching, and we'll catch you next time. Bye now.